Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 186. It is Thursday morning, and we are on our drive here for the day already. It is early morning, earlier than usual, 5:55 a.m., and we are already gone. Today we have a whole different area that we're going to than what we're used to. I adjusted it because I am just looking for a change, basically. We're going to be going to casinos that we go to sometimes. We're going to them at different times of the day. We're going to them in different order, and we're going to see what happens here. The goal right now is to get to the first casino and be done before the first meeting. Get to the second casino, do the second meeting while in the casino because I don't have to speak, and be out of there in time for the third meeting, which may have my director in it. So that's why I need to make sure I'm stationary and everything is in order. I have everything all in order. In case they're not in the meeting, I can do that meeting while I'm driving. In that case, by the time that meeting's over, I'll be at the third casino. We may be visiting as many as 8 casinos today, for sure 7 casinos, playing blackjack at least 2 casinos, at least 1, maybe 2 casinos, and we'll see how things go. Right now, I'm in technical mode. I'm going to be doing everything as detailed and technical and by the book as possible. I'm going to watch everything. I did mess with the Blackjack Apprenticeship software last night as far as the app. One thing I don't like about the app, and maybe it's only for Androids that it does this, when the count is a negative, there's nowhere to put a negative. You can put in only positive numbers for some reason. The keypad, when it pops up to put in the count, does not have a negative sign. So it's just not a big deal because, you put in the number and it tells you if you're right or not. I think if you're wrong, it tells you the right number, but I was right on all of them. They all happened to be positive counts last night. So I didn't have any trouble with that. I didn't think that I had a hole there, but it's just as bad as things have been. I just wanted to keep testing myself. As I said last night, a friend had called about a slot machine, and that kind of cheered me up a little bit to win some money back there. And actually, I'll be within 100 miles of that casino today at my furthest point, so it's a place that's kind of far away, but I'll be within 100 miles of it today. And really, that's what's going on right now. Right now it's 55 degrees outside, and I can't really tell what the weather is going to be like. It might be clear out, I don't know. We'll find out in about an hour. So letting you go right now, and I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back, and I just finished watching the first commercial civilian spacewalk. So today is September 12th, 2024, and Jared Isaacman, who's a billionaire, just conducted the first civilian spacewalk. Pretty amazing. I just watched it. He basically, it was a SpaceX mission, and he opened the hatch, and he got most of his body out of the hatch and was watching the Earth, and it looked like Earth set, so it's getting darker and darker, and it becomes like a sliver like the moon, and then eventually totally dark. So they were on the backside of the Earth, so the Earth was between them and the sun. And once the Earth set was complete and it was dark, then he went back into the capsule, and that was it. So right now it is 7 o'clock in the morning, and continuing on my trip here. should be at my first spot here pretty soon. Between the first and second stops, I'm not going to have that much time, so it's going to be very efficient in and out. And then after that, I have all the time in the world. And this is all because of one of my meetings that I have. If I do end up running a little bit late, then it'll just delay me about an hour overall. Not the end of the world, so not too concerned about it. But continuing on my trip at this point, it's light out. It looks like a hazy day, but not bad. Good weather so far, so I'll be back. All right, guys, leaving the first spot. Very efficient. Maybe too efficient. I was in and out of there pretty quickly. I walk in, I look around, I don't see much. I walk around to the backside. There's one play at about $4 a spin, but it's kind of borderline. It looks okay, but I'm not really sure about it. I thought I'd think about it while I looked at the rest of the place, and I went and played two machines next to each other, which these machines were not available last time I was here. They were doing some work, so it looks like all the machines around them have been turned off, or some of the machines around them have been turned off. But these two were available. I played both of them. That's the only two plays that I made, and I ended up ahead $236. So then I went back to the other machine. I thought, timing is good. I got the time. I think I'm going to go ahead and play it. And what happens? There's three of these machines, and the only one that has someone on it is the machine that I want to play. And the guy's not even playing it at the right level, so I doubt it'll be here later. I may swing by on the way home, but I've got a over 300-mile round trip to do to get back to here again if I do come back here. So I'm not sure anyway, so it probably won't be here when I get here if I come here. So that's what's going on right now. I'm moving on to the next place. Timing wise, I'm in okay shape. We're gonna go ahead and do a meeting, go to the next place, do a meeting in that place, and then we'll be on to our main meeting that we have to worry about for the day. So that's what's going on right now. We're on the board, so we're moving on. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So finished another meeting, and I am back on the road again. I went into the next casino, and it was pretty much cleaned out. Really not much available there. I did find a couple tiny plays and played those through and ended up ahead $51, but that's it for right now. So right now I am moving on to another casino, and now the goal is going to be blackjack, and probably in the next 3 or 4 hours I may be meeting up with another AP as well, so we'll see how that goes. And where that is, we're not really sure yet where that's going to happen, if it's going to happen. But right now, continuing on to the next casino, I do have a meeting starting in about 9 minutes. And if the director is in the meeting, I will be pulling over, and it will take some time before I'm back on the road. If they are not in the meeting, then by the time that meeting is over, I will be at my next casino and ready to play. So I'm trying to get as many miles in right now as possible, and that way if I do have to stop, it's not as bad. So we're gonna drive until the last second, and then as soon as we know one way or another, we'll decide what to do. So letting you go right now, plus 51, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. I am still in my meeting here. I actually stopped at a gas station, and we did all our introductions and all that for the meeting, and then it looked like I wasn't going to speak for a while, so I continued on and got caught in some traffic, and that's when they needed me to talk. So I was able to, without any issues, without any background noise, and then I continued on, and I'm at my next destination right now. I've been here for about 10 minutes. Still have a few more minutes here before the meeting is over, and then I'm going to go ahead and go in and see what we can do. So that's what's going on right now, just sitting here listening to the meeting, and I'll be back with you. Man, talk about frustrating. I go in here, first of all the machines have been cleaned out. Before I played blackjack, after I played blackjack, I looked, there's nothing available anywhere. Let me put this screen down a little bit so it's not so obvious that I'm recording. But I go play blackjack, there's only one table open, and I'm there by myself. I'm happy, everything is good, everything is going fine. I'm hanging in there, and then the negative counts. You know, -5, -7, 14, 16, 19. Finally got to the point where I'm like treading water, but I'm at like a -19 with like a deck and a half to go. And it's like, what do you do at that point? You can't stay there. Do I really want to wait and, you know, bet minimum until it ends and then, you know, just give away money? So I decided to get up, and I hated to do it because there was nowhere else for me to go. So my spread was from 50 to 250. I wasn't there very long, and my low was it wasn't much, like 100, and my high was plus 450, and I ended up leaving plus 400. I mean, which is good, I guess, but kind of frustrating at the same time to come here and then sit in the parking lot, go through the meeting, and then come in and finally get a chance to play, and then for that to happen, you know, what are you going to do? So I did check everything again on my way out, and there was nothing, and you could tell that somebody had been there just from evidence that's left. People know what I'm talking about if you know anything about this. So unfortunately, that's all that I could do there. And right now I'm going to move on to another place. I'm actually going to check out a place that was not beatable nearby, and I want to see if it is now. If it is, no one else is really going there. I mean, I doubt it, because the brand of machines that they use doesn't really give you the opportunity, but you never know. So let's give it a shot here, and we'll find out what's happening. By the way, my annual review is this afternoon. I've got about 3 hours for that, so just enough time to get to these couple close casinos, and then one more casino, and then I'll have to sit in the car and wait. I'm actually running a little earlier than expected, so I may actually have to do my meeting before I play blackjack next. So we'll see. Don't worry about it right now. But I have a feeling by the time I get there, it's the blackjack is not going to be open, and then by the time it opens, it's going to be time for my review. So I'll be in the car, but plus 400 there, and we're moving on to another casino. All right, guys, I am back. So this is the only casino that I know of anywhere that does not have any games that you can beat. The only casino. I know of casinos that have tried to get games that you can beat out of there, but I've never seen one that doesn't have any at all. I was here about 2 years ago, and I checked it out, and I haven't been back since, and now I'm back and I'm looking, and there is absolutely nothing here. It's such a shame, because the location is so perfect. Even if there was only one, then I'd be the only one checking it, but there is zero. So unfortunately, it's all right. So we're gonna move on. I'll be back there in 2 years to check again, but we're gonna move on to another place. And this is probably not the greatest place either, but we'll see what we can do, and then we'll catch up with our friend and figure out what to do from there. All right, guys, I am back, and I got nothing. Small place, no plays, possible plays, but no actual plays. So, you know, it wasn't that much out of the way, 15 minutes each direction, so not terrible. But no money. So we're going to move on now, and now we're going to be looking for good plays, but also waiting for blackjack to open and watching the clock for my review, trying to stay online and be visible so that everything is good. Microsoft had an issue today, and it was affecting a lot of people, including some internet and phone providers. And luckily, I'm on multiple teams, and I was able to get information from one team, give it to the other team, and look like a big hero that I knew what I was talking about, and I had up-to-date information. So all that is good, made me look good, and I'm continuing on right now to the next casino, and hopefully we'll have something good happen. I'll be back. Alright guys, I'm back. I am in my car at this casino, and I did go in, I looked around, I didn't find much to play. I played a couple games, slot machines, and was ahead $81. Still waiting for blackjack to open. It doesn't look like it's going to for a little while. So I'm hanging out in the car for a few minutes, then I'll go back in. I did get some food. I got a nice chicken sandwich, nice fruit juice, like a fruit smoothie thing. And I got some food to go, some candy and some more fruit smoothies, potato chips, things like that to take home. So I got all that, and so I headed out to the car just to make sure everything is in order for work. Seems like it is, and I'm going to head back in there, and I am going to meet a friend in there. I'm still not sure about how we're going to manage playing blackjack, but we'll figure something out. High Limit generally only has one table, so we'll have to figure out what to do from there. So that's what's going on right now. Slots plus 81, and I'll be back to update you. Alright, I am back. Let me explain what happened here. So, always some kind of craziness going on. So, I talked to my friend, and we were going to meet over here, probably play some blackjack, but time is running out for me. I got other things going on, so I'm not going to be able to do that. They still have not opened up that area yet. So here's what we did. I was walking around checking things again. Since I was waiting, I had the time, and there was a guy, and he was playing a machine, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, that looks really good. You know, he's going to play it through though. It's like $12 a spin. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to hang out while I'm waiting for my friend to come anyway and see what happens with this. So I sit in a place where I can see his leg so that I'm not like on top of him watching him. And then when I see him move, I walk toward the machine. So I go to the machine, and he's standing at the one next to it looking at that one. So I'm like, oh, are you done with this one? And he's like, oh yeah. He goes, let me show you this. And he shows me the play, and he had left it. He said that what had happened was he had played it earlier and ran out of money. He was in it for over $1,000. He ran out of money. He left. He went home and got more money, came back, and he hit it, and he ended up ahead $500, so he was done. So I'm like, okay. And he's like, but I think it's still going to pay out more. I'm like, yeah, I have a feeling of that too. So by that point, I had sat down there, and I had already called my friend, hey, there's this play. I'm going to sit here. Meet me over here. If it's still here, if you want, we could split it, because
GPS signal lost.
Sorry. Because we split a play yesterday. This is my friend that we split the play yesterday, and maybe we could make money on this one. So by that point, my friend had just gotten there. I had already sat down. I already put money in the machine, and I was getting ready to play it. He pulls up. It's $12 a spin, and he walks up. I've got 200 in there. I said, do you want to split it? He said yes. Boom, 200 is gone. Put 200 more in there. Boom, 200 more is gone. Put another 100 in there, and it hits. And actually, we really thought that it was going to be a W2. It should have been a W2, but it kind of skunked us a little bit. But I had turned the 500 into 13 1205? No, 1205? No. Oh boy. I better look at this. I may have cheated my friend by $50 here. Let me take a look at this picture I took. Because I was in for 500 and... Oh, 8. Yeah. It paid 1,188. So, we ended up at 1309. So we call it 1310. If we put in 500, that means we each made 400 profit, 405. And he said after taxes, yesterday from the other machine, my share was 1105. I said subtract 405 from that and give me the rest. So he gave me 700 more. So I ended up between yesterday and today, those two plays that we split, I ended up making $1,505. So $1,505 more dollars. And at this point, there's some other things going on. It's a very fluid situation here. I wish I had a few more minutes here, but I'm running about 4 minutes behind. The plan is to get to the next casino, since I'm not going to play blackjack here. The blackjack area is opening in about 10 minutes, and I'm just going to leave it because it doesn't make sense for both of us to wait for it to open. It finally opens, and 2 card counters sit at the table. So he's going to go ahead and take it. I'm leaving. And I am heading to the next casino. By the time I get to the next casino, we'll be 4 minutes late for my meeting, my performance review. So we don't want to be late to the performance review. So I'm going to get my laptop turned on. I'm going to see if I can get 4 minutes back somehow. If not, I'll pull over somewhere and do the meeting and find out the good news. And then we'll go from there. But on top of that 81 I made earlier, we're going to add another 1,505 more dollars, and things are going okay now. So let's get a good performance review, and then I want to hit at least 2 more casinos. So it was quite a few casinos. What do? We hit 3 of them, and then 2 duds. That's 5, and this one is 6, and then 2 more is going to be 8 casinos today. So not bad. Unfortunately, only 1 blackjack session, and that one was cut short by having only 1 table and really bad count. But it's okay. We're moving on, and I'll be back to update you. All right, I'm back. So I'm still on my way, but I just want to be totally transparent here. For a minute there, I thought there was going to be a problem because I really thought that should have been a W-2. And the problem with the W-2 is this casino has a glitch in their computer with my name. So when they input my name, it shows that I'm banned. But then if they actually click on it and go through it, they'll see that I'm not banned, that it's a mistake, but they can't clear it up. So every time I hit a jackpot at this casino, they have to call the slot manager. He has to review it, and then he has to approve it, and then I'm good for the rest of that day. But every other day that I come back and I hit a jackpot, I have to go through that. So I was worried because I'm trying to make it to the next place here. I was actually going to leave it completely if my friend got there earlier, and just let him play it, and we split it. But it didn't work out that way. But that's the thing I was worried about. And actually, he actually brought something else up that is important too, and that is that he's not welcome at a couple of these casinos from this company. So he may have had a problem if it was a W-2 as well. So both of us are not allowed for some reason. But anyway, right now we're still moving on here. Temperature shot up. It's 86 degrees, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So I did have a conversation with my manager, and he informed me that the way it works in this company, because of course this is my first time going through a performance review, is if you did everything you're supposed to do, then you get the normal raise for inflation as everybody else, and then later on they're going to decide if there's money left over, and if there's money left over, then that will be divided out. So don't get your hopes up, basically. I mean, he's been talking about how high inflation is for months, and now they tell us that, hey, you got a raise for inflation. Okay, well, what's the raise? Like, I don't know, 35%? 20%? No, 2%. Oh, I'm so overjoyed. I made more than that today already. Are you kidding me? So, whatever. A job is a job. We're going to just keep our mouths shut, keep taking their money. So, that's all fine. And then, I don't know when we're supposed to find out about the other part, if there's any left over. Oh yeah, every company has money left over. Get out of here. So, we'll see about that. So, it's all right. So after that meeting, I had another meeting that was an hour long, but I drove the rest of the way to the casino during that second meeting. I went in the casino in between the part where I introduce myself and the part that I present my portion, and I looked around, played a few things. There was nothing really good in there, and ended the session down $30, and then came back to the car, finished everything up, got gas again, and right now I am continuing on to my next spot. But before I get there, about 35 minutes before I get there, I'm going to have another meeting. So here we go, and then I'll go into that last casino, and then we'll figure out what to do from there. Probably head home after that. So that's what's going on right now. Nothing spectacular. Temperature's up to 91 degrees. It's a beautiful sunny day, but too hot for me. But anyway, moving on. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So let's see here. I go into the next casino and start looking for some plays, and I can't find plays anywhere. I'm walking around, no plays anywhere. I see some new machines completely wiped clean, and then I start noticing all the Asian people, young white guys walking around checking machines, and I know that I'm in trouble and I'm not going to make any money. I did have $10 in free food, so I got that, and then I got some extra stuff with my points, as you know, trying to get rid of some of my points, buy stuff with it. So did that, and then went back around, and there was just one machine I wanted to check for so long, and I couldn't get to it. And so I played a couple small plays, and I ended up down like $80 or so. And then finally this guy gets up, and I check the machine, and there's a play at $6 a spin. I play that through, and luckily for me, it worked out. Everything was good, and I ended up leaving that casino ahead $109. So plus $109. I talked to my friend, and he's doing well. He's on to other casinos. He's going a different direction than me. But yeah, so everything, not a terrible day. I didn't check, but I'm sure if we count the slot win that was with my friend yesterday that we moved over to today when we got paid, I know I'm over 2,000. Let's see, we got 280, 680, 760, 2270, 2240, 2350, about 2350 for the day. So can't really complain about that. I am heading toward home, gonna relax with the family. Now today, obviously, I did not go to an area that I normally would go to on a Thursday. Tomorrow might be the same. I might go to a different area tomorrow as well than I normally would on a Thursday. So I have different routes already planned out, and certain days of the week I don't go to certain areas, but I might change that. Now, the reason I don't go to those areas on certain days is because I noticed over 3.5 years, almost 4 years, that those areas don't provide enough money to make sense on certain days. But it's been a while, so we're trying them again, and just try to shake things up a little bit, get back on the right track. So this couple thousand is very welcome, and we're going to continue to push on and hopefully make more ground. And yeah, that's really it. I'm still a couple hours away from home. I'm going to sit back and relax and I'll be back.
Alright guys, we're going to call it a night. If you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.